Hi, I'm Emily Gruelle, and I am the Preschool Ministry Director here at Grace Community Church, and I'll be directing the High Five Preschool Camp this summer. Thank you for volunteering your time to build into the next generation. High Five Camp is a huge outreach at our church where we specifically are looking to teach the gospel, to share the gospel with kids, those in our community and those within our church. At the preschool age, we're starting to build those building blocks of understanding what the gospel is so that when God draws them to himself, they're ready and they understand the gospel because they've heard it from a young age. And so thank you for being a part of that. Hopefully you picked up a folder. You want to pick up a blue folder. This is for the preschool camp. The red folders are for the elementary camp. And you can find these at the Info Hub on Sunday morning or get them during office hours at the church. And that will have your packet of information in it. I also attached it to the email, but it would be really helpful if as you watch this video, you have this packet in hand so that you can look at it as I'm talking. On the front cover, you can put your name on here because everybody's going to have the same information, so you want to know which one is yours. Put your coach name, and then you will be assigned a rotation color and then a team number. So if we look at the schedule, that's the first page in here. We will be having camp Monday through Thursday. Thursday's schedule is slightly different, so you'll see some changes in parentheses. If you have children, there is childcare for children ages 0 to 3. That opens at 6:05 so that you can be able to be in the coaches huddle at 6:10 in the south, which is where we will be meeting. Elementary will be in the north auditorium and we will be in the south auditorium. If you have signed up and you put that you need childcare, then great. If you haven't, be sure to contact me to let me know that you do need childcare for one of your children. If it turns out that you signed up for childcare and you no longer need it, please let us know. That's helpful to let our childcare volunteers know that there will be less kids there if on a particular night you end up not bringing your young children with you. When you come, you'll come at 6:10. We'll have a brief coaches huddle. We'll go over any last minute details. You'll find your spots. In the south, we'll have your teams marked off with blue tape on the ground so that you can see where your team will be. That's where you'll be each night so parents can get to know where to drop their kids off each night. They can start dropping kids off at 6:20, and as they're coming in, you'll be greeting parents, greeting students, helping them to feel at ease. We have an activity or game each night that you can do with the kids as they arrive. But if it doesn't lend well to doing that, if you're just more trying to help a kid to calm down or you're holding your sign up, that's okay too. But those activities are there because they might help a kid to engage and not feel so nervous about their parent leaving. So those are there to help you. At 6:30, we'll have our kickoff, our large group in the south, where we will be doing worship, the Bible story lesson, and learning the memory verse, and we'll be all together. And then we will split off into rotation groups. And so you will have a color, and there will be 2 colors at each rotation spot. So you'll go to soccer, crafts, and music. You'll have each of those for about 20 minutes, and then you'll rotate to the next group. On the schedule, you'll see the time that you'll need to rotate. It would be great if in your phone you could just set a timer each night for those times so that you know, hey, it's time to move on to the next group, and we can just keep the night moving. You'll want to be back in the south at 8:05, by 8:05, for the wrap-up large group, and we'll talk about the Bible story again, watch a short video to recap the Bible story, sing a worship song. And on the last night, the caregivers or parents are invited to join us to see what we've been doing all week. So on Thursday night, we will want to be back there at 8 o'clock, a little bit earlier, and you'll see that shift in the schedule so that we can have parents see, hey, this is a song we've been singing this week. This is what we've been learning. You can hold up our craft. This is what we did this week. And then you'll be handing out a certificate to each child at the closing when their parents come to pick them up. I'll be directing. It has the leaders here on this page too. We have 2 different leader roles this year, so if you've served with preschool in the past, this will be slightly different, but I'm hoping this provides support to those kiddos who might need a little extra support at the preschool age. A lot of times there are maybe bathroom needs. There might be kids who just need a little extra support. So the structure is there to provide that, and hopefully it's helpful in that way. Rotation leaders, so if you see that your name is bold and italicized and right underneath the color name of the group, you are a rotation leader. And so your main goal is to provide support to the 4 small groups that are assigned to your color, connect with parents at pickup and drop off, and make sure they know where to go to find their kids. You will also be connecting with the kids, as there might be some kids that are a little more nervous, need extra assistant. Maybe you might have a kid who's more apt to run. So you're making sure those kids are staying with their teams. And then you, rotation leaders, will be taking kids to the bathroom when needed. So the coaches should not be taking the kids to the bathroom. They should be staying with their group and with their team the whole time, if at all possible. And then the rotation leaders can take kids to the bathroom when needed. There are a lot of preteen or teen coaches. And so if you're a rotation leader and you look underneath your team coaches, you'll see some teen coaches and see the age beside them. And so if you have some teen coaches, you'll provide more support to them when there's not another specific need like bathroom or specific child that you're helping out with those groups. Connecting with the kids and encouraging them during the different activities will also be one of the roles of the rotation leaders. If you are a coach, and so your name would be listed next to a number, so we'll have an orange group, team 1. So if you are next to team 1, you are the coaches over 3 to 5 kids or 3 to 6 preschool age kids. Those are the kids that you are going to get to know that week. We want this to be more than just childcare. We want this to be something where you're building relationships with the kids. And in order for that to happen, we have to have smaller groups with the preschool age. And so as a coach, your job is to know your kids' names and to know where they are the whole time. So if you're a rotation leader, you are helping to provide additional support, takes kids to the bathroom, connect with parents. And if you are a coach, then you need to know your kids' names and know where they are at all times. Greet them by name when they come in. You'll give each kid a name tag and a bracelet when they come in. And you'll lead them in the pregame activities as time allows. You'll follow the direction of the coaches at each of the stations. So we've got our music leader and our soccer leader and our crafts leader. You'll follow their direction and help your kids with the crafts, help them with engaging in the soccer and the music, and keep track of the kids' crafts, keep them in your bag. Collect the kids' bracelets at the end of the day so that we can reuse them the following day. And then if there's a specific need in your group where a kid needs to go to the bathroom or they're struggling behavior-wise, then you ask the rotation leader for help, and they are there to provide support in that way. Going to the next page, there's a memory verse in here that we will be teaching the kids throughout the week. Anytime you have some downtime and transition time, go ahead and review that memory verse with them, see if they know it. We want them to know that really well by the end of the week, and that's a good way to fill time if you are waiting for the next activity to start. If you turn to the next page in your packet, it talks about the pregame time, which would be from 6:20 to 6:30. So each team will have a designated square for the week, and that will be their home base. When you get here, when you get to the church, you will get a bag as a coach or as a rotation leader. So if you're a rotation leader, it will say the color on here, orange. And if you're a team leader, it'll say, or a team coach, it will say your number. So number 1, if you are leading team number 1. And inside of this bag, you'll find labels for their name tags. You'll also find a bag that has Kleenexes and Band-Aids in case you would need it. If there were a real injury, we do have someone to help with that. So we'd have to get let the security or the safety team know that we need help. But if it's just something to make the child feel better, there's Band-Aids in there. There's pen or pencil in here. There's also stickers in here. These are for if a child on your team knows their memory verse, you can give them a sticker. They can have a sticker each night that they know it. And then also in that bag, you'll have a sign. And this is what you'll hold up at the beginning when parents are coming in so they know where to go. You can take this with you, and if you need to use it to help keep your kids together, or if one of your kids likes to hold the sign to keep together as a group, you can do that too. But this fits inside of this bag too. We are not encouraging preschoolers to bring water bottles with them because a lot of the preschool water bottles leak, and we're going to provide small cups and water at the soccer rotation station. And if a kid were really to be thirsty at another time, a rotation leader can take them out to the drinking fountains. So please greet your students by name when they come in. They're going to get a wristband that's the same color as their group, so we can easily see which group they should be with. Each team will be identified by a color and a number, and there will be 3 to 4 teams together under one color that will rotate together. They'll be together for soccer on a team. They'll go to music and to the crafts together. The kids on your team are your responsibility all evening until the parents pick them up. Connect with them, get to know them during the activities, and stay engaged with them. And when they come in at 6:20 on Monday, there will be some butcher paper and some crayons they can color with. You could encourage them to come up with a team animal that's the same color as their group, or what are things that are that color that they could draw. So if they're the orange team, they could draw oranges or other things that are orange, suns. Draw what they like to do in the summer, just something to keep them busy until it starts. On Tuesday, we'll have a beanbag, and you can pass the beanbag and ask get to know you questions of your kids. And Wednesday, we'll have just a wrap toy activity where they can wrap Chanel stems around different shapes or around toys. And then Thursday will be a memory verse activity of picking a stick and doing an action or reviewing the memory verse. The last page here just has some general miscellaneous details. Bathroom stops. Again, rotation leaders will be the ones to take the kids to the bathroom as needed. The coaches for the teams should not leave their group to take kids to the bathroom. They should find their rotation leader and have them take the kids to the bathroom. If possible, rotation leaders have kids wait to use the bathroom until the last 5 minutes of the rotation, and then take all those kids at the same time so that we don't have to take kids one at a time throughout the time and they're missing out on the activities. The leader should wait for the child outside of the restroom. They should not be in the stall with the child at any time. Again, you can set timers on your phone to remind you when to rotate to the next group. Also in your bag, there will be a jump rope for each team, and so you can use that to help keep your team together. If you have kids that like to wander or run, you can say, hey, everybody hold on to this rope as we go from one activity to the next. Again, we're not encouraging parents to bring water bottles. If you do have one that brings it, you could put it in your bag and carry it around with you. If a child is struggling, reach out to your rotation leader if you need extra assistance, and then rotation leaders reach out to me if you need extra assistance from me. Use any free time or downtime to practice the memory verse. Be sure to wear a blue crew, so if you don't already have one, you'll want to purchase one before High Five Camp Week and wear that each week so we know who the leaders are. There will be a coaching pre-meeting each night that will take place at 6:10. And then we'll have a coaching debrief on Wednesday in the South. On Monday, we might briefly debrief if there are any things we need to go over quick for the next day. But there will be a debrief on Wednesday that you'll want to plan to stay later for as we share about what's been going on for that week. And then we'll clean up all together, all the volunteers on Thursday, if you're able to stay after to make that go super quick. The team bags can be picked up and put back in the South at the beginning and end of each night. They'll stay there. Don't take them home with you so that we have them for the next day. And their bracelets should be returned so that we can reuse them each night. Keep the areas clean as you can. Please don't post any pictures of High Five Camp on Facebook. We'll do that from Grace's accounts. And each night is rain or shine, so we have an indoor plan if needed. The last page talks about some points about talking about the gospel with preschoolers. As they're doing their craft, you have opportunity to talk with them about what it means to follow Jesus. Keep in mind that we're not trying to, at this age, manipulate children into making a decision, which is easy to do just by offering, like, hey, do you want to be saved? And they may not fully understand that. Instead, we're offering them the knowledge about the gospel and keeping open ears to opportunities to answer their questions and to present the gospel and follow God's leading in that. Continue to pray for our kids throughout the week and even into the next year. Maybe you keep those kids' names that you had on your team in your prayer journal or wherever you have things that you pray about, and keep praying for them throughout the whole year. And I look forward to serving with all of you and having a great week at High Five Camp.